Let's go. Okay, wait, is it started?
Yeah, we should be good.
Nice. Our first season Fantasy Destin giveaway winner, Ian Stewart. We wouldn't want anybody else than the roommate
Appreciate it.
himself.
Appreciate it.
It is just after our 420 delayed time, so it's close to kickoff. All the draft lobbies close at 6:11, so let's hop ourselves right in this draft. Alongside the $88 of our $93 of profit from season one. Can I move this? What pick we got?
10.
Nice. Nice. You get two picks right at that back turn. I feel like I've been getting this pick all off season, but then it also feels like I've been getting every pick all off season. That's just because we got as many teams as we have. And so, alongside the $88 towards these drafts, we not only got our fantasy rankings started off, made for you guys, but also this draft consultation. So, we get to see what it's like drafting with Fantasy Destin on your side. So I'm excited to be in here at pick 10.
Yup, looking
ZC,
forward to it.
we're at pick 10. If you want to see who we get at our turn, you can kind of see what the superpowers are. So do you got some guys when you go down and look in the ADP that you're targeting? I put a post out actually. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And this is where some of the game-winning shit is. I'm definitely saying we take Amon Ra when we're there at 10. However, some people get him at 14 and take whoever else they take at 10. So I put a post saying who would we draft when we're on the clock? Amon Ra, Neighbors, Nico Collins, and Puka. Amon Ra's my
Yeah.
choice. But I actually got, and in our updated rankings, I got Amon Ra 3, Neighbors 4, and CD down at 5, which a lot of people are taking him at 2 over Jet. No, no, no. No, no, no. All right, so Chase and Bijan go first. First two, which is standard. It's about what we see. CD goes 3. That's that type of shit right there. Saquon 4. If Saquon stays healthy this year, him being drafted at like average pick 4, 5, 6, 7, he'll be fantasy winner again. Christian McCaffrey,
Oh,
the
Genty
most
go.
injury prone first round pick, or not prone, I mean, highest injury risk though, 2x
All
compared
right. We're looking at
to Sports Med.
neighbors. Amon Ra,
So this is where we
Puka.
can play the system, Stu. If you think these guys are clowns and let us get them on Raw at 14, take Neighbors. Otherwise, take them on Raw.
I don't know if Amon Ra
Yeah,
falls.
not gonna go wrong with it. Get them in. Oh, we got
Oh,
Neighbor. Destiny. Amon
yeah,
Ra
I
goes
guess so.
next. It is Destiny.
Man,
The clocks go
this shit
fast
kind of
too.
hard to get to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of clowning around thinking of other shit.
All
So
right. D Hen goes.
I say either taking our choice of AJ Brown, Brock Bowers, or if you like either of the RBs at the top. We can secure the position or take wide receiver 2, AJB. I think that'll be pretty dominant. So, one of the most profound strategies of underdog best ball drafts is taking a lot of wide receivers. The statistic that has advanced the most teams shows taking 5 wide receivers in your first 7 rounds has the highest advancement rate. So we already start ourselves with 2. We have Neighbors, who is on a worse team than obviously our guy Amon Ra. Destinedly enough, we talked about the bias, and we don't got to play into it. We get to have our team and still know we got the Lions, bro. And Amon Ra
Right.
we're gonna have him all over too. All of our other teams, whatever. Having Neighbors on this paired with AJ Brown, that's that type of not like crazy unique combination, but it takes people picking their shots. And in the largest best ball fantasy tournaments in the world, that's what it takes. It's hitting on shots. It'll
Right.
take
Yeah,
those unique
definitely.
combinations. Brock Bowers going at 22 is also one of just like the best values because of how much he's gonna cook.
Right. Yeah.
I joined that guillotine league that them boys were doing last year.
Oh, right.
I was at pick 9 and I took it's a tight end premium too, by the way. And because it's 18 people, right? The fall off that goes in between pick to pick. And so
Yeah.
I knew how the tight end game was gonna work. And at pick 9, took Brock. And I said if Amon Rod didn't make it and Dehen didn't make it, that it was easy. And now
For
I'm
sure.
win at 8. So I'm
Yep.
taking Brock. I picked 9 and fucking 18
Who
million.
else you got on that team? Anyone?
Yeah, I gotta remember. And I'm seeing that we're only 5 picks away too. It's Brock, Kieran, K9. That's the core of it. Brock, Kieran, K9. Bo Nix.
For sure. So what are we thinking here? Like running
All right.
back?
So go to the full board for me. Just click RB again.
Oh, shit.
Because I like either of the quarterbacks. One. Or no. Josh Allen, if he makes it, I'm down if you are.
We're
Otherwise,
up right now.
do you want Josh Allen or do you want a James Cook? We know who's gonna score the most. Take Josh Allen, bro. Let's let's cook these motherfuckers, man. It's Super Allen!
Come on,
Super!
come on.
Dude, this is the type of shit you gotta build. And then we'll get ourselves these high value RBs that are coming that like I got James Cook at I think 12 or 13. And then right after that are all these groupings of K9, Brees, Chuba, Kamara, right? And so we can take one of them, or we can even look for more wide receivers and know that if you click on the board over in the right, real quick for us.
We're at.
So also like
Oh
Terry
shit, we're
McLaurin.
up right now.
Yeah. Do you want Terry McLaurin or an RB? Terry could be our wide receiver 3. And so if you believe in him, do him. Because
For sure.
that's the shit that like,
He got an extension. He'll play,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And like he's been working. And so I'm still in my, our consciousness is learning what these holdouts really do and how their effects are. And so like this is gonna get to be one of our biggest learning experiences with Terry. And I really feel like that boy was wide receiver 7 last year, bro. He's being drafted out here as like 23, right? It just feels like when you get to have him as your wide receiver 3, that's that kind of like OP wide receiver trio because you got to start 3 in these. And so
Oh, right,
it's one QB, 2 RBs, 3 receivers, tight end, and a flex. And so a lot of weeks that comes out to starting 4. It's why that wide receivers heavy is so advantageous and why wide receivers even go earlier in this comparative, why there's so many value RBs. Like Kenneth Walker still out here entering the fifth pick 50s,
right,
and Chuba Hubbards. And like when you can build your team with those guys and then know that we can have our RB1 who's putting up the points and then 4 other guys that fill in points for RB2 when the rest of our team is as dominant as Josh Allen, these wide receivers, and whoever our tight end is, either Hawk or Evan Engram or some late guys, like that's where your team really gets to kill. You still get to bring in Javonte Williams as your RB3-4, right? Go play as Dallas's RB1, and you can draft him in the 10th to 13th rounds.
right.
Nice. So we're 7 picks away. And when I'm saying click on the board, you see that like 3 by 3 over in the far right? Yeah.
Oh, over here.
Yeah. Then
Oh shit.
Yep.
cool.
About to be up.
Catch you.
There's that IKEA bag
Yeah.
that you should check through.
Yeah.
Your Nirvana shirt is in there. and
Nice.
Look at that like pink sweatshirt.
Cool. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
I'll touch base with you. I mean, you're leaving tomorrow. So,
Yeah. So we'll.
dude, maybe I'll pop out tonight. Like, I don't got work tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know. All right.
For sure.
Peace.
All right, brother. I'll see you.
Enjoy the game.
Yes, sir.
Pearsall, player of the year, man. So,
I'll see you.
Zach says bye.
Oh, cut you.
So our pick, you see where it says 58 at the 5'10"? And
Yeah.
what's the number below it? 62? 60, 63?
63,
And
yeah.
those are before 82. And so that's our next one. That's why I say that. So all the guys that are not going to make it are the ones we want to look at here. So I like to look all the way through the ADP. Right now, top targets, Chuba Hubbard. I was going to say Kamara or Chuba. So we definitely take Chuba here. You could even save some time if you just put him on the queue because you would get the extra 10 seconds, but you can just press draft here. But that's kind of the idea I can use when I'm on turn picks because then you can start looking at the rest of the guys and say, all right, so we're getting Chuba first, and then do I want a Zay Flowers or do I want my second RB or do I want a Matthew Golden shot, which I could be really fucking down for, or Do we want our wide receiver 4 that's suspended for the first 6 weeks and we figure out the rest of the guys in the room? And then when it's unique combination time, we've got Rashi and he plays at our flex. What do we think?
Zay just went.
I say Golden or Rashi or Pacheco.
First round receiver pick.
Let's do
Try
it.
it out. Try it
I
out.
love to see what it can open up because Jaden Reed is dealing with this little foot fracture right now, man.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with him. He's been
And
out
so
for
I've
a
been
lot of
drafting a good amount of him all off season,
damn.
but like it's still like he's gonna be a great value. It's just gonna come in the same kind of weeks that they did last year. It's not every week. That's why we can get him out on these wide receiver 4 or 5, especially now that he's out there. Teams that draft Golden, you can end up drafting both of them, and it's like your wide receiver 4 secured. Now, tight ends, the fact that Warren's going over Hawkinson right now is blowing my mind. That's the first time I've seen that he's officially over him. I've got Hawk as like I was talking about, my value like discrepancies in my rankings, also by how much like upside the player has first and foremost. So like the highest players in our ranks that have the biggest value discrepancies for the tight end position for us is Hawkinson. And I still got to
Even
update.
with JJ.
Dude, it feels like that's when they eat the most, right? Like
Yeah.
mid
I heard
quarterback.
a lot of good stuff about Njoku too, being back with Flacco and
How long is Flacco gonna be there? I mean, he might do decent with Flack. He will do all right with Flack, and so he can
yeah, I
definitely
don't
be a
know.
guy in the room.
Hawk's probably the best guy to go to.
Yeah. I
Him
mean,
or Laporta probably.
I just know the Vikings will be a lot better than the Browns,
Right.
and like at the end of the day, for touchdown opportunities, for consistency week to week, Njoku feels like the one who, if you didn't draft enough tight ends, you're going to get beat out on weeks. And Hawk feels like the one that you can just draft him and be so secure at the tight end position on a weekly basis.
Right.
And you end up with your likely or your whoever else on top of that, Janu, now that he's such a discount. And like, it feels like you're just locked in. I
Right.
also if you like Sam Sport, like let's take Sporta. Obviously.
What you think of Evan Ingram?
I got him as a top tight end value as well because
Yeah, I
of
was about to say I saw a lot of stuff on him.
yeah, with Hawk being higher in our ranks, that's the first priority because he just simply will do better. And so it's, from there. I'd say either we can go Hawk or we can wait on the tight ends and take a RB or receiver. With the time here, just do what your gut tells you. It's destiny. Bringing ourselves in.
Chill, chill.
Yeah, perfect. Hawkinson, one of our biggest securities of this team. Like, if you scroll over on the right and check our roster right now,
Okay, we're up in 2 picks.
that's why we should see if we need Josh Downs or an RB. I know we probably will prefer an RB. We only have one. You can go out of there. Just like scroll on your where it says, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Josh
yeah.
Allen, Chuba, Neighbors, AJB, Terry, Golden. Yeah, we're fucking golden. So let's click on the RBs. Either Caleb Johnson and then look, dude, I'd be down. People have been letting Caleb Johnson fall. This RB class is special. I think if we bring him in as our RB2, like we talked about, having that secure RB1 and then the room of guys, we're going to get Javonte Williams too in probably the next turn. So this is when I would, now that we got 18 picks, go check what our next turn picks are because I know the ADPs. So we should be right at the spot for, we got 10, oh, fire. We got 2 picks before Javonte Williams. What's our one after 111? 130.
130.
That's been Javonte Williams ADP all year, but let's go check what it is right now because he might be moving up. And then we could just take him with the second one.
119.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Javonte's on the up. So let's take somebody and him with our next 2 picks. So if there's wide receiver names that you'd want to add, dude, I think both Cup and Reed and Godwin, there might be so many names that we could wait on it, depending on what their ADPs are. but that's kind of up to you.
You
If
like Keenan or no? Like as like a later round guy?
Man, I might be biased because I wasn't drafting him in the 18th round at all, so I don't. But
Yeah. I just feel like going back to the Chargers, like that dude was getting 15 catches a
he's
game.
definitely the boy who can catch Herbert's passes the best. And so I wouldn't be mad if you liked him. I think he's more of a guy that like if he falls to you decently enough, you bring into your squad. If we were
Right.
gonna take a receiver, I'd say we either bring in a Cooper Kupp who could have some explosive weeks or Jaden Higgins. Um or Chris Godwin. But outside of that, I think we would wait on Chris Godwin. Outside of that, I would look at more RBs and decide if we wanted to take two here or one of those wide receivers. Because if you were a fan of taking Scat or Austin Eckler or any of the guys lower than that before 130 ADP, then we could do both of them.
Nah, I'm not big on that.
Yeah. You want
But
Javante?
yeah, it's kind of tough. They got three RBs there, don't they?
Yeah. Miles,
Oh,
Ruby Sanders, and Jadon Blue.
yeah.
It's
I just don't know how
Javante, man.
yeah, I don't know how good their O line's about to be.
Ah, all right, so let's pick our. You want receiver of choice, dude? I
Yeah,
think Cooper
what are
Kupp.
you feeling here? Cup?
Cooper Kupp on something like this is that probability that's like if he's and like how we know how the body adapts, right? Like he had that ankle roll last year, and he was going to be limited from one half of his side for the rest of the year. And Kupp has been a dude who's shown that it's just like keeping working his body over time. And so give him an extra year. I think he narrows the gap between him and JSN. And then now, if you're not a fan of Javante, we don't have to go that route. There's RBs later like Najee that we can fill the room with. Or if you wanted Trey Benson or any of these other names, Nick Chubb even. Nick Chubb's going to play for the first 4 weeks. And Joe Mix is now a value who could fall to our next pick, right? Where's your head at here?
I got no idea.
Our security play is
Right.
Javante.
Javante?
Our other thing is take Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I feel like we don't need to reach on Nick Chubb right
I
now.
feel like that's that pick in our 130 spot. Can you tell me what his ADP is? 124 or some shit?
147.
Oh yeah, that's what can come around to us. And so that's just where building the room, right? Even if Javante is not having a bunch of beastly weeks, if we ever need an RB just to put up 8 points, we got him, right? It's kind of
Right.
what that is out in the 10th round because you look at the rest of our super power team, bro. I got to see it again. I got to look at this beauty with some time. That Josh Allen is just so nice on teams with neighbors AJ Brown and Terry McLaurin and Golden. And Cup and Hawk. Like,
We'll see, man.
come on, man. So with our team, making top two advances. That's through the first 14 weeks. So top two of all the other teams we're drafting against. And so
Okay.
if we can from there just make sure that all of our rooms, each week through the season accounting for, if we have some injury time here where a player's out, if we have a bunch of overlapping buys, knowing we want to go heavier on that position just for our probability that week, just to keep us at the top. If we stay at the top at each and every week, we're top two. We're really top three, and then it's destiny.
Right.
And then we get to enter the big tournament pools, which in this one I'm pretty sure we get grouped against 10 other or 10 people. We're one of 10, and you got to be top one week 15, and that's all that is. Which like I would go over a little more who some of those stars are for these late players, but like guys like Kamara who always have the easiest fantasy playoff schedule. Those are kind of those guys when you can have them as like your RB3 and they're not like you need them every week because he also has never played 17 games in a season, right? That's kind of
Right.
the player builds you're looking at when you're not only thinking about winning these big best ball week 15 things, but also even just consistently staying top two throughout the season up until that point. That's like I only had 48 teams last year, I'm pretty sure. And advanced like 5 and then none to the next round. So that's the biggest part we've been learning since that, understanding how to actually get through. So,
Right.
you like any of these names?
What do we do? Go backup QB, backup tight end. There's 12 picks.
Look at the QBs. I probably prefer these names. If you want Penix, T-Law, we can do either of them. Otherwise, an RB like Joe Mix. But I like something like that because then we don't have to take another QB. We're going to be pretty set in there. And then we have one more pick. Click on the RBs for me.
Do we
Because
need a backup tight end or no?
there's so many good backup tight end names when we got Hawk that we'll get 2 of them. And then right now,
How many picks do we get?
18.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right. I say
Uh,
Nick Chubb or Joe Mix. Your choice. Joe Mix is out the first 4. He might be in the year 28 thing. Nick Chubb's on the up because we know he's a different physical
Yeah,
specimen.
hopefully that dude's healthy this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I mean, we always, bro, dating back to last year, I was telling people, even when they saw the 600-pound squat clip, we're not drafting him. We understand he's a fucking beast of nature. That doesn't mean in 1 year he's cutting like that. And now it's 2. And so now it's like he'll pay off value. The last year was like let anyone else buy the hype,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, we'll see.
Click on if you click on our board again, we can see how many picks we got left. How many
Oh,
I
this or like
no,
down
where you
here?
where you were. Scroll down and see how many highlighted open spots we have left. Do we have 6? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 5.
13 through 18, yeah.
All right, so but now go to our roster. Actually, oh yeah, it's not on phone. Go to our roster where you were. So we got 5 more picks. No more quarterbacks. Let's look at our RBs. Probably one more RB, but I love the room. It's not like it has to be rushed. We got 5 more picks. Probably maybe 2 more receivers and 2 tight ends, like Hunter Henry, who's my sleeper tight end 1 of the season.
For
Um,
sure.
so click on just the RBs first. Joe Mixon, I think, paired is our top value. And then outside of that, we would do like a Najee or something, which I can see just being a little more of the role that obviously because Najee is nowhere near as good as DMOT is DMOT and Omarion. And so you can kind of just see like where the value out here is, as well as it's not like we need it. Like we'd prefer Joe Mixon to make it to our next pick. I'd press the
Right.
star on him and put him first in the queue and then click on receivers. If there's names we like right now, like Pop Douglas, or if you're a fan of Cedric Tillman or Dante Thornton or Tesla, which now this is a lot earlier than he was going, he'll be wide receiver 3. He'll have some weeks for sure. Or Thielen, things like that. Then we could go there. If you're not the biggest fan, then let's click on tight ends first. Because then we can see if Hunter Henry's top of our board, put him next in the queue. Maybe click either Zach Ertz or Chigo Konkwu as a potential tight end 3 or 2 if Henry went. And that's kind of just like, whatever you feel. Obviously, these get to be those late names. So, just it's all about making that consciousness profitable. So from there, our next 2 picks should be 2 of these 3 guys. Then we'll have 3 picks left. And we'll look for one final tight end if it's Destiny. Otherwise, we can be fine with Hawk and Hunter Henry, And then 1 to 2 max more RBs, fill in with the receivers. And those are those late round stars that we're thinking, okay, now we've got the team that's made it. We could add some extra points because these guys hit it a couple times. We got our top guy. Well, first, yeah, definitely take Joe Dean. Unless you think, well, hold on. The 2 teams after us have 5 RBs. If they're not going to take one, you could take Hunter Henry first and secure it in. And then, whether it's Destiny, we get Joe. And if we don't, we take tight end 3, Chig. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Because when I'm looking at it, right, it's like we got two guys in between us with these four picks, and both have five RBs. I mean, if one's taking their sixth for Joe Mixon, cool. Everything is destiny. You can have him. Realistically, we get to ensure that we get Hunter Henry, and in the same respects, bring in a Joe Dean. And that finishes the RB room. We got Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb as our 4-5, and that shows why that fade the RB works out so well. Potentially, like my favorite RB duo to draft. I'm not sure if I'd say that because it's riddled with injuries, but like it's just such
Yeah,
a
they're
battle, you know?
yeah. Yeah, who
Yeah,
knows what'll happen to that
yeah,
RB room.
right, right. We got three picks left, and because we got Joe Mixon, I don't think we need to have another RB. If it feels like some Najee value is just ends up the biggest thing, cool. For the most part, out of those three picks, we're seeing about one more tight end, and we're picking our shot wide receivers like a Tesla, who we could put at the top of the queue if he makes it to our next. And then like whatever you think about guys like Thielen, in the first 3 weeks he's wide receiver two. Outside of that, see what he does. And we got
What, Addison's hurt?
a 3 game suspension.
Mm,
And we got a pretty stacked wide receiver room, so it's not really like we're probably looking for more mid-season help.
right.
And playoff. You knew Tesla was gonna go too. Amari Cooper just fucking retired, man.
I know, I just saw that.
I started taking him because me and my dad's team, he was like, "Yeah, Cooper, he's our last pick." And I was like, "Yeah, my dad's conscious normally evolved and aware, and then he gets signed. Oh, he's looking for the trade." I'm like Amari Cooper and Jack Besh are two of the best last round pairings. And then Cooper retires. Fucking knew his body wasn't ready anymore. So, but Quentin Johnson now, he's been falling and he's definitely just a guy who's like, yeah, six receiver. You could definitely do that. Tyler Lockett, he's gonna have enough weeks as the wide receiver two there. Um,
Why Adonai Mitchell so low? I thought he was supposed to be decent this year.
right. Bro, he's not only on one of the worst offenses, but he's also like the wide receiver four.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, what names do you see here? And also, we could look at tight ends if there's any guys there that stand out first. Cade Otton or Janu or Jatavian. I'd say we can take any of them. So let's go back to wide receivers and decide who our first guy is right now. What names do you like?
Mm,
Well, Michael Wilson, I'm curious. He could definitely have enough points sometimes, but are you a
what do you
fan of these
think?
guys?
Trey Harris or no?
I mean, if you like it, click the
I don't know. I
click the star.
gotta
Otherwise,
do
scroll lower.
something.
If we see somebody, we'll click them and put them in. Otherwise, Trey Harris will be a cool spot. I think we're cool. So we can bring in Trey, a nice shot rookie wide receiver who can have some weeks, especially when it's coming into the playoff time. And our teams advance through the first 14 weeks, and we're playing against 10 random people with now it comes down to that unique combination. And all of a sudden, Trey Harris has a week 15, and that's what pushes you through, you know?
You like any of these other receivers?
I'd say we could
Would you
take
go
Michael
back to tight
Wilson.
end?
Otherwise, we can take our favorite of K. Dotton, Jonnu Smith, or Jatavian Sanders. You have a preference?
Oh, they might be gone. Oh, Johnu is
Uh,
still there.
It's
Probably
a,
Johnu.
yeah, I agree.
Johnu was the boy last year.
Yeah, and he's over in Pittsburgh now, and he should still be eating. That's his skill level. And so now we got our last final flyer pick, which all offseason I've been using on guys like Speedy Naylor. Now he's lower in the depth charts. I think if Hunter Renfro, who just got signed back to be their slot receiver, makes it to us, he might be our play. Woo! Or Jack Besh, the guy right below him.